Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by the last year at Ever Glamorous York Hall. Fucking chappers, mate. Archie Sharp, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Yourself?
Very good, very good. I literally just want to know what's going on, Arch, because last time I was at York Hall, you fought, and kind of, I know beforehand we spoke about Shakur and the build-up and all that, but ever since York Hall, just kind of silence.
Been a bit quiet now. I was obviously due to fight on the Pro Bellum show in Dubai, and I picked up an injury just as I was about to fly out, so I had to get myself ready for that, rest up, which I've been doing, but now I'm back in the gym feeling very, very well, and I'm very excited to announce the date very soon, but I think I'll be back over here in London for my next fight.
And are we expecting that to be on a Pro Bellum show? I know Pro Bellum are starting to announce their UK shows now.
Yeah, I believe so. It'll be a Pro Bellum show. Obviously, nothing's finalised yet, but that's what it will be looking like. And yeah, just excited to get out, get back, and I'm just like one step closer to Shakur, and I. So I'm on the radar. I'm on it.
I'll talk about him in a sec. For the fight that you're going to have in London, whenever be it next couple of weeks, next couple of months, whatever. You're kind of one of them people in that situation where, because you're nicely ranked, in a way you don't want to pick an opponent that's going to be too difficult, but you can't have an easy touch. You know what I mean? We know them sort of situations, kind of like where Joe Joyce is as well. You're in that ranked situation where you're kind of waiting. So
everything's risky. Everything's very risky. This is the hardest bit. It's hard to get to this level, but the hardest bit is maintaining it. I've said it about anything with winning a belt. You become a champion is hard, but staying a champion is even harder, and which obviously I've been doing for the last couple of years now. So I've been very grateful and in a very good position. So yeah, no, we're just looking at opponents that I deal for myself. I want the good opponents and these big names, because that's when you see the better Archie Sharp. If you just get some old fella to come in and go through the gears, that ain't a bit of me. I left all that behind. I've had a couple of unbeaten fighters now. Obviously Leon Wilstock, Ram Labs, and some good domestic level fighters that I've been beating. So. And with these, really, and I'm just excited. Yeah, I just want a big name. That's what I'm hoping and I'm praying for, a big name.
Yeah. And obviously, you need them fights as well. Because let's be honest, when you step up to fight for the world title, you don't want that to be too big of a jump. You want it just to be like the little bit of a next step, don't you?
Yeah, you want the momentum going. You like you say, you want these good opponents, live opponents who are going to come and who are going to try and come and win. And that's like I say, it brings the best Archie Sharp out, and also it just bounces on lovely for the Shakur Stevenson fight.
Right, we've got to talk about him. He's signed to fight Oscar Valdez. I saw a picture of them both sort of signing their contract on Top Rank social media. Don't know when that fight's going to be. There might be a date, but I can't sort of rack my brains. But April time. Shakur Valdez. Just first on that fight, that is a really good fight.
It's a pucker fight. It's a very, very good fight. Hopefully I can get out there and I'll beat.
Is that the plan? Get out there and make some noise?
Yeah, I believe so, mate. That's the plan. Obviously, I'm getting married very soon as well, around them dates. So yeah, we're getting out there and we'll see what the crack is. But look, I think Shakur beats Valdez, especially now Valdez is going to have people breathing down him, testing positive and all that cable. So yeah, and bring on Shakur Stevenson. I think he's had a little bit to say last couple of days on Twitter, but talks cheap and he knows I'm coming for him. Everyone else avoids him. It's took a little while for Valdez to get this fight going, but we're ready to go whenever.
See, I've seen you come under some criticism for calling him out, because obviously you got people in America who heavily team Shakur, and they're thinking, oh, sorry, who's this geezer from the UK who dares to call out someone like Shakur Stevenson? But I suppose there are people who won't call him out. If you're part of the people who will call him out, in a way you should be commended for that. You should be commended for wanting to fight someone who people consider one of the best in the division.
100%. There's too many fighters out there trying to avoid fighters and avoid fights. But myself, look, Shakur's supposed to be the big main man that they were talking about in the division, saying he's the next best thing. I believe I take him off that. So I believe I beat Shakur Stevenson, and people can say what they want, but listen, you've got to believe it to achieve it, and that's what I do in my head. I've been so drummed in of being a champion of the world since a young age, and if it means Shakur's going to be there, I'm beating Shakur Stevenson. No matter if it's Shakur, Oscar Valdez, whoever's in my way, I'll be winning.
He did say that he wants you to fight Joe Cordina, or was it he believes Joe Cordina could beat you, was it?
Yeah, he mentioned Joe Cordina. Do you know what it is? He's rallying a few names. Archie's down the list out of Britain, do you know what I mean? But look, I'm ranked number 1 in the WBO, so he can say what he wants. I'm literally, I'm just behind him, do you know what I mean? So we're just waiting. Just keep pressuring, put him in that little corner until he takes the fight.
What do you make of sort of that? I don't know, I think there's going to be maybe a British standoff to see who gets a go. I know we've got Zelfa Barrett and Joe Cordina. Got them two, and potentially one of them's going to fight a gal. What do you make of Cordina and Zelfa, and perhaps could they make that jump to world level?
Yeah, I think so. It'll be a great fight. So I've shared a few rounds with Cordina over the past, and obviously I've seen a lot of Zelfa Barrett. Me and Zelfa's name's been chucked up a few times, and he's proven himself doing well. Everyone's doing well. Everyone's all winning. We're all winning. And I think once everyone's on their own little path at the minute. Once we all get what we want to get, I reckon there'll be a massive, massive dust up in the UK for all the belts.
How roundabout would that be if you and Zelfa ended up fighting? Because there was a point where you two was like one of the most wanted domestic fights out there when you were both with Frank. If the sort of roundabout way came and you two ended up fighting and there was a world title involved, that'd be weird.
Yeah, I'm real, because you're talking about years of kind of waiting, and then there'll be when everyone's in their kind of prime. Like I'm only 26. I feel like I'm nowhere near even touched my prime yet. I'm just kind of just warming up, as you like. So so when we'll go and get the belts and bring it back here, I think it'll be unreal. Everyone's been talking about it for so many years now, and it makes sense. If he's got his belts, I've got my belts, and we did promises. We did say as well that we're going to do our own paths, and then who knows, we'll come back here and all on the line.
Let's see. Arch, thank you very much for giving me so much time as always. Just here to enjoy a night of boxing.
Here to enjoy a night of boxing, and God bless, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.